Now we're going to get to garbage time, Chris, and it's probably not fitting the player we're going to talk about because he's been anything but garbage.
Well, that's right. But when you look at the end of last year, he was kind of left on the side of the road in a trash bag. So we're talking about
Yeah.
Vladimir Tarasenko, who, obviously had only played 34 games in the 2 years prior, had the shoulder problems. Uh, St. Louis obviously felt that this guy's career was either done or was in jeopardy, or that they'd rather use the 8 million to do something else because they left him exposed in the expansion draft, and then Seattle just ignored him. They still got a good
Yeah.
player in Vince Dunn, but to ignore Vladimir Tarasenko, I think was a mistake. And obviously both teams miscalculated on this guy, and he has 31 goals, 72 points. He's been really impressive this year. He's the comeback player of the year by anyone's measure, and I find it amazing that that he was all but left for dead.
Well, at 5 points last night, he's been a marvel. And he really, like when the Blues won, he was their biggest offensive threat. Now they've got the two young guys in Thomas and Kyrou now as well. But, don't sleep on the Blues because if Vladdy Tarasenko gets hot down the stretch here, and as he has been all year, but really heats up, he can be a game breaker. He can be a difference maker for them in the postseason. But you're bang on. I think he's definitely kind of the bounce back, comeback player. And Seattle, Seattle, we could probably redo their whole expansion draft. I thought there was a lot of just skilled players that they opted not for and save money.
Yeah.
And we're seeing the results because they're looking like a normal expansion team, but they had some really good players that they passed on.
Yeah, absolutely. And Tarasenko is the perfect example of that. He's with a proven track record of being able to score, and also a name that they could have sold in the market, right? Um, Obviously they were spooked by the injury and maybe the money, but yeah, and hindsight's 2020, right? So you can't go back and redo that. But I think you're right. There's probably a few bets they would have changed if they could get a redo.